Flour has gotten a really bad rap in the last few years.
Yeah, but apparently it doesn't have to be the enemy if you still want some carbs.
Joining us now is John Olinto. He's the co-founder of One Mighty Mill, and he's bringing back flour in a healthy way. You know, a lot of people bring sexy back, John. You're bringing black flour. We love it.
We're bringing it back. Yep, we're doing it.
You know, what people don't realize, I mean, really, everything's like, oh, don't have any flour, all this processed flour. But I guess your point is you're going back to maybe what our grandparents ate when flour was not so processed.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, flour back in the old days was really healthy. In stone mills were the cornerstones of healthy local food systems. Every town had a stone mill. And back then, flour was living and perishable, and it was packed with good stuff like protein and fiber and antioxidants and nutrients. And then somewhere along the way, industrialization took over and farmers started growing wheat with chemicals and pesticides. And the big thing is that industrial mills started stripping out all the healthful benefits of wheat. And really, they did it in exchange for shelf life and bigger profits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, the flour that we've been left with for the last 100 years, it's nowhere near as good for us as it's supposed to or that it should be.
And John, does it take time to do your process as opposed to the modern way? Like, is your time more laborious?
Yeah, I mean, it's really more about going back in time than it is anything else. And it is harder. You know, I think committing to making real food is always going to be, it's going to require more accountability. It's going to require more effort and more love.
All right.
But that's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, we're talking about an ingredient that is in so many of the foods we eat. And so our idea really is to just go back to the way it was and to bring back fresh, living flour. And we think we do that by bringing back local food systems. So we work directly with organic farmers. They grow wheat in healthy soil, and we build our own mills. And we actually partner with the only person left in the United States that actually builds stone mills.
Oh.
Wow.
So that can give you an insight of really how far we've gone down this path of industrialization. And the big thing is when you take organic wheat and when you crush it on a stone and leave it whole, you keep in all of the good stuff. So you keep in all of those antioxidants, all of the nutrients, fiber, and protein, and you're able to actually keep out the bad stuff, which is GMOs and pesticides.
And you say sometimes our bodies are just rejecting this, you know, cheaper version of industrialized flour. So if people are feeling a little sensitive to not being able to eat bread anymore, might they actually do better on your flour?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the beauty of what we're doing is we're just keeping it really simple. And what we see, you know, with our products is that a lot of people that haven't eaten wheat in years, they're able to process it. But there's really no secret to what we're doing. It truly is, you start at the farm, you work with growers directly, you make sure that everything you're doing is organic and right, and then you stone mill it and keep it whole.
And John, you sent us some bagels to the station, and I ate them all.
They were really good.
And unfortunately, I gained 6 pounds.
No. No, your bagels will actually have more protein in them, right?
Yeah, that's all muscle. That's all muscle,
Okay.
Scott.
I mean, what does it taste like? Does that mean all of your fresh milled flour is it's all whole wheat, or it's still different flavors?
Yeah, I mean, the craziest part is that basically nobody in America has been able to taste real flour in 100 years. And so, you know, the incredible part is that it's actually sweet and it has a nuttiness, but more than anything, it has taste. You know, I think we live in a food world where we put flour in a cupboard and it's invisible and it doesn't have a soul, but we don't even think about it having any personality. And, you know, and that's just not how it's supposed to be. So our bagels, our pretzels, and our tortillas, you can taste the fresh milled difference.
We only have about 30 seconds, John, but did you have an epiphany? Did something happen to you that you became this wheat guy?
I got hit in the head really hard. And and no, I think what my business partner and what happened was, I think you have to be crazy to attack a big problem like this.
Yeah.
But more than anything, we were lucky. We spent a lot of time in the restaurant business, and we realized like the only place that there is no farm to table story is in wheat.
Is in wheat.
You know, people know where that bread is baked in local bakeries, but nobody ever thinks about the farm that supports that bakery, or let alone the mill that sits in between the farm and the bakery.
Yeah.
And I think as consumers, once we start to think about that, we're going to solve a huge problem.
Excellent. Well, John, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, because we know, okay, so One Mighty Mill, look for the name. It's sold in healthy grocery stores in Connecticut, or you can get them online. Better viewers will get a 15% discount on their order. Just go to OneMightyMill.com, and you can put in the code BETTERCT, all one word. Check it out. They have bagels, they have pretzels,
they were
tortillas.
So good. The
Yum,
bagels
yum, yum.
were excellent.